Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So when I'm filming this, it is the last day of August, which means that I wanted to do a August flip through. Since August was the first month in my bullet journal, I'm going to show you my previous pages as well. Little side note, my neighbors from across the street, they are doing some construction on their roof, so I'm really hoping you can't hear them too much. Otherwise, I'm really sorry, I can't help it. So yeah, this is my bullet journal. I use a Lordstrom 1917, which is a very well-known notebook for bullet journaling, and I'm really liking it so far. I had a previous bullet journal that I used for the first couple of months just to try it out and everything, but for August I decided to go into the real thing, which is my Lordstrom. So yeah, all through my notebook I had some post-its just to cover personal information and stuff. So just as my first page here, I have my email address in case someone found my notebook, then they can return it by sending me an email or something. So yeah, and then we go straight into my index. I have not completed filling it out for September. I still have to do that. Basically, I have my year overview, I have a weight tracker and a wish list, I'm sorry. And those are the only collections that I have in front of my journal. And then the first month starts. And how I do it is that I put the month and the color that I use mainly throughout that month, and I write down everything, or most of the things, the most important things that I did pages on that month. So I still have to do that for September. I did not do that yet, but oh well. Moving on, still some index, and then we go straight into my year overview. I covered up the appointments for September just because they're still coming up. I wanted to be careful with showing that, but basically this is how it looks. I just have the upcoming months until December up here, and then yeah, because I'm not sure how much I will be able to fit in this journal, but you know, it will be okay if I start a new journal in January. So this is basically how it looks. Big deadlines for school I have circled, such as in August I had some resits for my exams, so I have circled those. And that will come. And then I have my weight tracker. I just have it here for health reasons, but I didn't really want to show you my health, so that's why I covered it up with a sticky note. And then my next page is a wish list. I started this out with only this, and then I found a really cool store that sells Tombos and different types of inks, so that's why it's quite filled up. And I actually made a new pen wish list, which you will see because I made it in August, and I'm going to show you guys. So that is why this is all filled out, but yeah, you will see my big master pen wish list next. And then we go straight into August. As you can see, I have the mandala. I did not color it that much. I actually just forgot about it, or I just didn't take the time to do it really. So I really should, because you know, it would be nice to open up my month again and see this all colored in and stuff. But yeah. So this is August. I did a very simple cover page for August, especially compared to my September one. This is quite a simple one. And then we go on to my monthly spread. It was quite a busy month because I had resits. I had 4, but I had a big task I had to do again as well, which I had to do some charity work for. So these are just green things. Well, my Dutch slipped in there. And next to my monthly overview, I always have 4 extra sections. One is for important appointments for the next month, one is a to-do list, one is a playlist with music that I'm liking that month, and one are some brain scribbles, so that literally can be anything. Moving on to my tracker this month. So this is what my habit, well, not really my habit tracker, I explained that in my last video. I don't really use it to track my habits, I just use it to track certain things such as eating 3 times a day, eating fruit when I eat junk food and stuff like that. As you can see, I only ate fruit twice this month, which is really bad, but okay, I know that, which is why it is a thing on my tracker. The last one is reading. I did not read all month, which I was actually trying to do, so I'm quite disappointed that I didn't really get a chance to do that, or I just didn't take the time to do that, but yeah. And then I have my mood tracker. As I said many times before, I had resits, which are always, you know, a bit of a downer for me. And then this was actually the week of my exams, which is weird that it all went quite good, because as you can see, I'm up all the way here. But this was my last exam, so you know, it explains a lot. And then underneath I have a mental health tracker, because I know how my exams always affect my mental health and how I feel. I just wanted to keep track of feeling good, and you know, that I knew what was going on with my body during the exam month. I did not include this in September because I do not have any exams in September, so it didn't feel like it was necessary to include this again next month. But for this month it was quite interesting to see. Well, everybody makes mistakes, guys. It's okay. Moving on to my sleep tracker, which is probably one of my favorite pages every month again. I take quite a lot of naps. These are all naps, and this is the night. I have 2 blue lines here, which indicate my ideal sleep window, which is from 11:30 to 8:30. So you know, as you can probably see, it's not okay. I have not been doing so well. Getting up earlier during my exam days, which is normal. All of these things, because I have to explain this a lot to people, is time I actually spend in bed, but I'm not sleeping. So when I wake up during the night, which happens quite often sometimes, or when I'm already awake but I just want to lay in bed a while longer before I get up and start my day. So that's that. I really like this color. It's one from Crayola from the Super Tips. Let me see if I can find it. It's this one. They don't have any names. Well, actually they do, but I don't have the box anymore in which they were packaged, so I can't tell you which color it is. But I really like it. It's a warm yellow. I'm usually not the kind that likes yellow, but okay. Moving on to my expense page. If you've seen my September setup, I've made this box way longer because I actually had to do 2 of these. You will see it in my next few pages, because it was a big spending month. So yeah, I covered up the amount so you won't be able to see that, but this is what it looks like all filled out. I usually put on what I spent the money, which date, and if it was money that I spent or if it was money that came in. So that is it explained. So that I have the Boho Berry Challenge printout. I did not include this in September either because I have been using inserts to do this. As you can see, that's that. So yeah, that's why I did not include this in September anymore, but I'm going to make a new insert for the challenge in September. And then on to my first weekly spread. I have some time trackers during each day to track how much time I spent studying. I didn't really like this layout, to be honest. I liked it before writing stuff in, but eventually, you know, I had to work around the flags and it just, yeah, it didn't really work out. So then I moved on to this one. This was quite a busy week. Everything purple is school related or charity work I had to do. Again, I incorporated the time trackers to spend my time studying, or the darker colors are when I went to my charity work, so I could keep track of when I was not at home, so I knew that I wouldn't be able to study. I also included this like little monthly overview because I knew I had deadlines coming up, so I wanted to see in which week I was then and how much time I had until my next deadline. And this weekly I did really like, so I have 3 sections, one for things that were going on whole day or if I didn't have any room here anymore, and then I have one for things in the morning and things in the afternoon, so that I was able to split that up. And then I really like this kind of layout, so that's why I kept doing this one. And then this one, this week I didn't have any exams anymore, which is why I did not include my trackers anymore. And then my memories page, as you can see, this is really busy, which is why I made a daily something page in September, because some of these things are just small things that happened that day or things from that day that I want to remember, but they're not really big memories. So I want to keep my memories page for big things and then a daily something for just things I want to remember from a specific day. It's just, you know, smaller things, so that this page doesn't get like all filled up, because at the end of the month I just didn't have any space anymore to write stuff. So yeah, that's why. This one, I'm going on holidays to Spain and I just wanted to make a list for everything we have to do or buy before going. Let's all just not look at this header, alright? Because this one, it's not pretty. But this was more about being practical and being pretty, so which is why I just made the quick header. I added in some graph paper because actually my brother moved out. We are remaking his room to a creative room for me and my mom, which I'm actually filming in, so hello, new table. We just wanted to see how we would put everything, what we would buy from IKEA. I'm really IKEA minded, which is why everything basically comes from IKEA. But yeah, that's just that. I did some journaling. I started out with the Boho Better Challenge in my journal, but as I said, I moved to inserts and I did some more journaling, and then this is my second expense page. I actually was quite lazy with filling it out, so which is why there's still a lot of space left, but that's okay. And then I was alone with my dog for a whole day and he was kind of acting weird. He didn't feel well, which is why I made a whole spread of how he spent his day and how he was feeling and how much he was eating and stuff like that. I did a reflection for my visits that I had to do this month, just to see how I felt after every exam, if I was happy with how it went, if I feel like I studied enough. I tried to practice my lettering, which did not go very well, as you can see here. And yeah, I didn't leave enough space. So moving on, this is my master pen wish list. So I have 3 different stores, online stores that I found that ship to my country and that have all these kind of inks and stuff that I want. So I have a few Tombow brush pens, and as you can see, I already bought some. But what do I have on here? I have a converter for my Lamy pens, I have a converter for my Parkers, and then I have just all these different type of inks that I would love to have. You know, we will see how my collection grows. Right now I'm only using cartridges, so I don't have any converters or inks yet, but I'm very excited to start getting into it. Then my next spread, I have a lot of covered up here because, you know, I don't want to show everyone's information, but I actually joined a pen pal group on Facebook, and I have 5 lovely ladies who I'm writing letters with, and I just wanted this spread to put down their addresses, and this whole section is for when I send letters to who and on what date, and when I have letters or when I receive letters and on what day that I receive them. It's just so I can keep track of that. And then this is my last page already. I have a cute picture of my dog, which I really liked, and so I wanted to include. And then I wanted to practice my lettering with my new Tombos. So it says Lust for Life, which I really like. And I used the, let's see, what's this? Oops, sorry, it's the Tombow in 837. I really like this color, as you can see. This is what it looks like. So yeah, and then it's on to September, which you have already seen if you see my last video. But I hope you enjoyed this flip through. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Feel free to like this video and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Bye!